You're listening to the Smash Bros. Cast, episode 59. I'm your host, N64 Josh. My co-host and sparring partner is Nightcrawler. What is up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. We have a player 3 tonight. Grizz, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So glad to have you. All right, before we get into this, guys, if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/SBC. Pick up something awesome like Ready Player One or, I don't know, Armada's also good. So is Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, Console Wars, so many good audiobooks. Go check it out, audibletrial.com/SBC. Guys, my new book, which you can also get audibly, Another Castle, is available at n64josh.com/anothercastle, or you can go to n64josh.com. There's a tab there, and $7.99, I believe. You can get the audio version if you want to be able to listen to it. And it's just kind of my journey with depression, disappointment, and it's all illustrated by Super Mario Brothers and kind of how I overcame all that. So you can check that out again, n64josh.com/anothercastle. With that, we're just gonna kind of jump into this show. So here we go. Right. So Grizz, you play Smash a little differently than most of the people we've had on this show before.
It's true.
Are all about that Amiibo life.
Because I suck at other Smash. But yeah.
So that's what this show's going to be about. We're going to talk about like training those things up and kind of get to like there's a whole other side of the community, right? Like I mean, yeah. There's a lot of people that are into this stuff. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like start out kind of slow in 4, but now with the some of the changes, some of the improvements that have been Ultimate, it's gonna be pretty big. So I'm pumped.
That's really cool. Really cool. So this is just gonna kind of be like a conversation show. We don't have any like real nothing super specific. We're just gonna kind of dive into it, be a little more chill than normal. But so I guess before we jump into all of it, what's kind of your history with Smash?
I mean, I started playing Smash on N64. You know, just bought it based on the silly commercials we had, and like me and my friends would play it every Friday night. Since then, I was hooked. You know, Melee, Brawl, everything I've played. But living in rural New Jersey, don't really have a lot of people around to play with besides like my one buddy. I never had a Wii U, so I was really big on the 3DS, and so I got into Amiibos because it was kind of a way to have sort of a sparring partner more consistently. Mm-hmm. And yeah, now with Ultimate, they're a lot smarter, a lot different, and a lot more in depth, and it's kind of cool.
I see.
So I guess my first question is: did the Amiibo forget what you taught them from 3DS and Wii U when you scan them into Ultimate?
When you scan them into Ultimate, you can transfer them in. It'll keep like your user and like what color scheme you used. But they come in around level 12, I think it is. So it keeps some stuff, but it's not really worth it.
Better than fresh out of the box, but not where you had, like I opened a few and I would always just put them in and I'd make them fight each other in 8-man Smash for 99 stock, yeah, and just level them up. But I mean, so they wouldn't come in at their max level or anything. They'd just come in at level 12.
They come in at level 12, and the ones that I've trained starting at level 12, honestly, I've gone back and just erased and started over. Yeah, it's not really those 12 levels. You know, I could do a lot of work in that time.
So I know that I've had some questions about the Amiibo. Like we're gonna start like ground zero here, right? Some people don't even know like how do you train these things? What takes place? Like can you just break down that process real quick? I know it's not super in depth, yeah, but
it's actually it can get pretty in depth when you talk about some of these people who do all the tournament play and stuff. But just starting off, you get an Amiibo. I have one here. It's my little Yoshi. And basically you scan into the game and it starts off at level 1. Now, some people try and compare these to CPU levels. They're not quite the same. your strongest level 50 amiibo is going to wipe the floor with a level 9 CPU any day of the week.
Okay.
But at level 1, they pretty much stand there and do nothing until you beat the crap out of them, and then they learn to defend themselves. So yeah, you scan them in. They learn probably 3 to 4 levels during a match at the lower levels, and probably pick up a few levels once they lose. They typically learn more from losing than winning while they're gaining levels. And you can modify them in Smash 4. You could feed them all kinds of stuff. In Ultimate, you can give them spirits, and they'll level up that way. They can get stronger than computers because they actually have attack and defense stats that are separate from just like what their normal character damage can do. So they can really wipe the floor with you if you want them to. Yeah.
So can they inherit? Can they inherit some of those traits from spirits then?
They don't inherit anything from primary spirits besides attack and defense and a little bit of personality. They can inherit secondary skills. I don't think there's any that are restricted in the game. If you're looking to go to tournaments, though, you need to make sure that you watch out because there are certain ones that they say like you can't use. Like you can't give your amiibo like super heavy armor because it's gonna sort of ruin the tournament for other people.
I see. So this, I mean, this does sound a little more in depth than what I was thinking it was. So, like, what can you beat your highest level amiibo right now?
I was actually just sparring while you were on your stream with my Inkling. I actually had my Inkling in a tournament this past weekend. I think I won 2 matches, and then I lost my third like miserably. Like just it was a clean sweep. It was terrible. I can beat. I want to say I can beat it about maybe a little bit less than half the time. But I have a few tricks that help me along the way. So
can you share those, or is this like a secret recipe, like old family recipe you can't tell us?
I'll tell you. Okay. But first I have to tell you. No. So what happens with amiibos is they see what moves you use. And if you're talking really technical, basically it's all broken down into a spreadsheet in that little tiny chip that's on your amiibo. And they learn what moves connect, how successful they are, how much damage they do. But basically, it's keeping tally of how frequently you use a move successfully versus how often you whiff a move, or what moves don't do as much damage. And it sort of figures out what playstyle is best based on those percentages. So if you're running around and you're using your smash attacks all the time, and since your amiibo is brand new and just stands there, it learns, okay, run up to somebody and just do a smash attack. So you can train an amiibo up to 50 that'll run around, do nothing but smash attacks, and then it'll get its butts kicked pretty quick. But one of the ways that I actually recently learned this since the tournament, I was talking to some people that were in it, is if you go into Smash and you go to Special Smash, you can put your amiibos in there and set your speed to slow. You can set your weight to heavy if you don't want them jumping around a lot, and you can take advantage of some of the modifiers that way, so you can like fine-tune things. So now I have my amiibo that's learned how to like spot dodge. It can perfect shield. It can snipe me with the stupid ink missiles, the ink bombs rather. Like it's ridiculous how like intricate these things can really get when you get down to it.
So in essence, it really just mimics what it sees and then iterates on top of it. Is that kind of what they're doing?
That's what they're doing. That's how it really started in Smash 4. Is it really just saw what you did and sort of copied, what you did. And one of the reasons I wanted to jump on initially is a couple weeks ago, I remember somebody asked Josh a question about, are amiibos good to train with if I can't play online or if I can't play with anybody?
Did I answer correctly?
The answer is yes. What's that?
Did I answer correctly?
I don't honestly remember what you said.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
You would remember if it was wrong.
Yes.
Well, you'd remember if it was wrong,
and,
I think.
No, I mean, I'm going to throw out sort of a yes and no answer. Okay. I'm going to say no because, again, you're playing against the CPU. It's only going to be as good as computer is. It's not going to really have that human unpredictability. But at the same time, I've learned a lot about how I playing against my main characters in this game. I was a Yoshi main in Smash 4, and I picked up Yoshi in this game. And training my Yoshi amiibo, like, I'm seeing it throw out, like, forward airs at just random times and running under me trying to smash attack at random times. And then I'm looking at how I play and go, oh, it learned those habits from me. Like, I'm the reason why it's making these poor choices. So as a player, it's actually helped me a lot to sort of grow and understand where my strengths are, because I can see it directly in the training of the amiibo. That said, to sort of give it more of a human element, they added personalities this time around. So every time you train your amiibo, it sort of learns to play a little differently, and they'll develop some different personality types that come into play too.
This is very intriguing. Like,
yeah.
So let's say somebody like MK Leo trains his Ike. Like, would his Ike just like absolutely dominate because it's learned from him?
Yeah. I've got a list here. Let me see. So they've come up with, as far as we know, as far as, you know, research, this is not all my research. A lot of it's from Reddit. But as far as research knows, there's 17 known amiibo types, which we don't even have data on all of them yet. Most of them start off as regular. They're pretty base CPU. But then you have ones that are like, there's an aggressive personality type that's always attacking, like always on you, always throwing out moves constantly. Which they say, you know, you can have two sides to this coin. If you're fighting a Samus, that Samus might be up in your face, throwing out physical attacks. Or if you happen to separate yourself a little bit, it's launching missiles, it's launching, you know, shots at you constantly. So, you know, you might have a super aggressive amiibo. There's ones that are, what's the other one called that's really popular? Logical. This one sort of stays on the ground, stays in place a little more, but is constantly like sniping you with, like, you know, PK fire and electrical attacks if you're fighting against a nest, or if you're fighting against like a fox, it's, you know, blasting you and hitting you with that side B. Yeah. So there's all kinds of crazy, and then there's, you know, more show-offy ones that are taunting all the time, but there's all kinds of crazy personality types, probably based around all of us crazy players that are out there and how we all play.
So let me ask you this, like, yeah, is it tied to like I have, like, is my Mario going to be a certain personality versus a Pac-Man?
They might start off differently, but they change over time too.
So they're continually evolving, basically. They're going to take over the world, is what you're telling me. Like, this is the beginning of Terminator. Awesome.
They become self-aware.
Pretty much. Yeah. It says Skynet really small right here.
Does it
actually.
Really? Man, that's crazy. Wow.
So my inkling I put into competition this weekend was the light personality type, which means that she jumps all the freaking time. Which is a bad habit that I have with inkling. That's usually how I approach. And then if they're up in the air, I'm up airing and I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
Are these short hops or full hops?
I'm a terrible short hopper. Something I gotta work on.
So you can use that. You can use the double jump shortcut now in Teacher.
I do it all the time. I fortunately have big thumbs, which is great because I can just do the Pro Controller, hit them both at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's doing all these like hops everywhere. Everything is a jump. Everything is a jump. And she made it through 2 rounds that way, but then she's got dominated by a super defensive Link in the main bracket, and then she got taken out by a villager in the losers bracket. And just because she's jumping all over the place, and they just took advantage of that. So now that I've been training her, I just checked before the stream started. She's now the cool personality type, so it's a lot more defensive. It's a lot more ground-based. She still goes up in the air. She still will spike if they're off stage, but after playing with it for a little while and sort of like training it a little more, it's learned for me to not jump so much because I'm punishing it every time it's jumping around like a maniac. So it really is a bit of a time commitment. It's not as crazy as having to go into the lab yourself and do all that kind of stuff. But it definitely is a time commitment to get their personalities just right, get their moves just right. If they're throwing out random smash attacks, punishing it till it learns to stop doing that. It really is. You're basically training someone else.
So Pitt in the chat is asking, how do you know what personality type they are? Is it a tag in the game that you see and it?
Yes. If you go to the Amiibo menu, once you've loaded up your Amiibo, if you hit, I want to say it's R. If you hit R, it'll show you your stats, and at the top it'll say which personality you have.
Can you train your Amiibo with other Amiibos so like you don't have to be the one fighting it all the time?
That's what I did in 4, but I don't think they learned very well. Right?
You can, but then all you're going to be doing is passing along the same like traits.
So would you want to do that to level them up to 50 and then start training against them?
Or
I wouldn't recommend
teach
it
them as they're going.
Yeah, I would start at level 1. Honestly, I've actually restart my Inkling like 3 times now.
How long does it take to get to level 50?
Not that long. I found a really cool trick. If you just set up a regular match, 3 stock, 7 or 8 minutes, and then if you set it to best out of 5 wins, you'll by the time you're done with just one set, it'll be around level 25, and by the time you do your next set, probably around 40. So 3 sets of that, which honestly the first set should take no time at all because it's really dumb. You'll be at 50 in about under an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And all those formative levels are great because those are levels where you can, with Inkling, I can easily get a roller into like a combo going because it's not really blocking me much. If I'm trying to teach it how to roller combo at level 50, it's going to be fighting back and be a lot more scrappy, and it's going to take me a lot longer to sort of teach it some of those more advanced tricks, which is why I say like just start at level 1 because you can really get a lot of good training in pulling off these combos against these defenseless Amiibo that are just standing still.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so then if I have a Mario Amiibo, I want to train with like do dittos basically, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people have said they've had success training with similar characters. Somebody was talking about training an Inkling with a Charizard actually, because they could train their Amiibo to. Inkling has a side B's roller, and Charizard the side B is the whatever the fire dash is called. Mm-hmm. But they taught it to recover to stage using it because it's a similar move off stage. They both move you towards the stage and you can recover that way. But generally you want a ditto, which is really good for learning characters too. I think I have like 23 Amiibo right now. The collection keeps growing every time I see one. And so just popping it in and like, learning a few moves. There you go. Learning a few moves for, the character you want to train, figuring out how you want to train. If you want to be aerial, working on air moves. If you want it to, use specials a lot, helps you learn a character too. So definitely dittos.
Chat is laughing, is saying how I'm showing him. If you're just listening to this, I've held up a couple Amiibo and chat is like, how does he have Amiibo on his desk? Like it's out of its box.
He buys duplicates and opens them.
Yeah. Any Amiibo I have opened, I have duplicates of. So, the entire cast of Animal Crossing and, probably 20 Smash Amiibo now, give or take.
I haven't tried scanning Isabelle yet to see from the Animal Crossing. That should come through as Isabelle.
Yeah,
right?
That'll work. I use my Yarn Yoshi as my primary Smash one right now.
I was gonna say I have Wedding Mario and Wedding Peach and Wedding Bowser, and I use those in Smash 4 to train up. But I just scanned my Corrin, and it was like, it asked me like 4 times if I wanted to wipe the memory from it. It's like, it really wanted to make sure you wanted to get rid of the Smash 4 data on it.
That's funny. That's funny. So you mentioned that there's kind of a community on Reddit. Is it just the regular Smash subreddit, or is there a specific Amiibo subreddit?
The one that I've been looking at, geez, I can't even tell you right now where it was. Because I've just usually I go and just search and find that stuff that way. Okay. But one of the best communities I've found online is amiibodojo.com. They have been doing lots of research into specific Amiibos, into Amiibos in general, just how they work. And they even host a couple online tournaments, which is kind of cool.
Right on, right on. Okay, so I'm looking it up right now to see. So it looks like there's just a subreddit for Amiibo, period. I don't know that that's actually Smash specific, but say that website again that you just mentioned.
It's amiibodojo.com.
Dojo. Okay, we'll try to get that in the notes. So
I know I remember hearing something. I think it was in like during Smash 4, but it might have been at like a PAX or something like that. But they had an Amiibo tournament, and they were destroying Amiibos if they lost. Have you heard of something like that?
Oh, that was a Screw Attack. Screw Attack convention.
Was that? Okay.
Yeah.
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 That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. Do you ever do any of those? Like fight to the death?
No. No, I have not.
So how do the tournaments run? Is it similar to just the like the locals and stuff, where it's just like double elimination, that kind of thing? Yep.
The one I did was double elimination. They had, typically I see them at 3-stock, 8 minute. That's what our standard is right now, right?
Singles.
Yep.
Singles.
Singles.
Okay.
I haven't seen any doubles.
Can you bring 2?
You can bring 2, but they enter separately. To the one I did anyway. And then typically they have what they call vanilla matches or spirit matches. So vanilla is you haven't used spirits at all. Spirits is you've used spirits. Pretty self-explanatory.
Right. How did you get involved with your local scene?
I was at a college where I was working, and there were some people that were like, hey, let's set up some Amiibo matches, and it just sort of grew from there. So
you were on the ground floor of this thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love this. Okay, I love this.
This is when Smash 4 first, really came out and was a thing, and so we all just bought whatever Amiibos were available and just started making them battle, and then it sort of grew from there.
So were you guys fighting on Wii U's then and watching it on TV, or because you said you didn't have a Wii U, you just had 3DS, and that's where you trained them, but you went somewhere, somebody had a Wii U, and that's where the venue was kind of.
Yeah, set up. I think we usually had 2 or 3 going at once. But yeah, on 3DS and Wii U, they're sort of interchangeable. And they made everything either Battlefield, or the new standard for Amiibo became just Final Destination. That way nobody with a 3DS or Wii U is at an advantage either way. Typically, most of the ones I see are set in Final Destination, so I don't bother training for platforms or anything.
I was just going to ask, so then do you train specifically for those stages? Like, do you just stay on, like, do you typically do Final Destination?
The only ones I've seen for Ultimate so far have just been Final Destination. I don't know if that's just because for, AI purposes or whatever. That's part of the reason why my Inkling jumps a lot too, is because I trained it on Battlefield. So it's constantly jumping as I do from platform to platform. But there's no platforms now, so it's jumping for no reason.
That'd be interesting to see, like, trained Amiibos fight on the Genesis rule set, where it's all sorts of different styles of platforms and different kinds of stuff. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I haven't loaded up anything since I've started training just Final Destination. I don't really know what it would look like.
So tell me a little bit more about the community. Is there Discords? Is there like, are you only kind of involved with your local scene, or are you part of a greater community that's all over the world?
I'm mostly involved in my local scene. There's a few of us around here that sort of, we train ours and we swap them. One of the great things that they introduced in Ultimate is you can turn learning off. So once you get your Amiibo the way you want it, you can stop them from learning anymore.
That's
so if you
sick.
give them to somebody and somebody fights against them like all weekend long, you're not going to come back to an Amiibo that's all messed up. We'll swap Amiibos. We'll go to some meetups. I have the benefit of being right by New York City, and New York City has everything for everybody. So there's always stuff running. If you go to Facebook and search for Amiibo groups, you can find stuff.
Can we fight Amiibo online?
Have you what?
Can we fight Amiibo online? Like, can my Amiibo fight your Amiibo online?
We can. It's a little bit of a convoluted way to do it.
But it works.
But that's how the Amiibo Dojo is set up. They just had the Clash of Chumps 3 this past weekend. And
Clash of Chumps.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So online, is there a way to prove that it's an Amiibo and not a player playing it?
Is there a way to prove? I mean,
like, does the tag look different on over your head or under your name?
Over your head, it's it has FP for figure player, and it's like rainbow colored. Yeah.
This is amazing.
But what you have to do for those,
we're gonna have a server in the Discord now for Amiibo, like Smash Amiibo training and everything. Because I mean,
we'll get Amiibo tournament set up.
Yeah, even chat's like, dude, we'll get tournaments going and everything. Because I mean, look, if there can be another aspect of the community that wants to get involved and maybe doesn't have the time to just try to play competitively, but can have their Amiibo do it, like I'm all for it. Like, the more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. So we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm really curious just to work and see my flaws come out, like fighting against an Amiibo that does my bad habits. Like, that's what I'm really curious about.
Yeah, definitely.
So Pitt right from the chat is saying, so I know nothing about this. Can you point me in the right directions? Any tips for starting out? I don't even think he has an Amiibo right now. So
okay. So for starting out, one of the best things you can do is sort of figure out why you want to train your Amiibo or what you want to train it for. As I've said before, there's different types
I want to train my Amiibo for war.
But do you want to put your Amiibo into vanilla battles or spirit battles? Obviously that changes what you're going to give it, how you're going to train it. So basically spirits or no spirits. How do you want it to fight? Do you want it to be like this aggressive off the stage fighter, or do you want it to be mostly like defensive and on the ground? So you sort of want to figure out how you want to train it before you jump in. Like I said before, like those first couple of levels leading up to level 50 are very big on this because you're setting the groundwork. If you're just jumping all around and killing it any way you can, then when you're trying to teach it how to, run off stage and spike people, it's gonna be a lot more difficult because it's just gonna be super scrappy and fighting back. So you sort of got to figure out what you want out of your Amiibo before you jump in, to make your life easier, or don't and make your life hard. That's really your choice too.
So I'm really intrigued by the fact that you can add spirits and all that stuff too. Like, it's got to get like completely. Have you just seen some matches that are like completely just off the wall?
I didn't get a chance to catch the spirit tournaments, and I've only done vanilla ones myself because I'm trying to collect them all. And by putting a spirit on a Amiibo, it consumes it. So I haven't done it myself, and I missed it because I was at work during the spirit section of it. But I can imagine just some of the abilities that they have are it really changed up how the game's played. So it's crazy.
It really seems like the possibilities are endless with this. Like, I'm so glad you reached out to chat about this. Is there, wow. Are you gonna train one up, Crawler? Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I mean, I scanned my Corin. I'm getting a Roy on Friday, so yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to. I don't know if I want to open Roy, but like, you're a bad influence, Josh. But I have open Corin, so I'll definitely start there. I mean, I'm curious about it. I mean, I have a good amount. I mean, Samus, Link, Mario, Pete. I mean, I got a few that are open, so I can start playing around a little bit. But I'm curious. All I did on the ones that I had open in Smash 4 is I would just come down, set up my Wii U, and scan 8 of them in, and set it on 99 stock, and walk away for 2.5 hours, and come back down and check on them. But I mean, that was kind of it. I was just doing it to do it because they were there, and it was a thing you could do.
Do you guys ever do money matches with the?
I haven't, but I mean, let me train a little more, and I'm down.
Like, you have enough confidence in the Amiibo you've trained to do some money matches in the future here?
I have enough confidence with my Mega Man Amiibo to do that.
So is it Smash Mega Man, or is it Mega Man 11 Mega Man, or is it Silver? Is it what, Silver or Gold?
I have the gold one because I'm a big Mega Man fan. So I've had that one. I have a second one in the box because, you know, reasons. But yeah, I have a gold one that I use for that.
This is insane. So how many people are in your local scene?
I couldn't even tell you because not everybody comes all the time. But I want to say probably close to around 50 people around here. I've gone to one or two in the city that were sort of a part of like another Smash tournament, just regular Smash tournament, and they had Amiibos on the side, and so that one was huge. But yeah, there's lots of stuff. If you look on Facebook and look for some local scenes, typically you'll find an Amiibo group or two.
This is blowing my mind. This is so cool. It's so cool. Is there anything else, anything that we missed that we didn't ask about that we need to know about this before people start jumping into it?
I mean, I don't think so. If you're interested in getting started with Amiibo, I just recommend, picking up your main character or a character that you think is cool, maybe you want to learn, or even just a character you think is cool and you don't want to learn, but you want to train. You don't have to be good at the character you're training to train them. That's part of the beauty of Amiibo. I could pick up a Falco Amiibo who I'm terrible with, and as long as I know, like, this is what I've seen Falcos do, this is how I've been destroyed by Falcos, I want my Falco to do this, and just teach it those moves and capitalize on it while it's still young and learning, and by the time it reaches level 50 it'll be destroying you in all the ways that Falco usually does. I don't know why I chose Falco. I've really got something against Falco, I guess. But
Falco. Falco's gonna just jump up in the air and out there you.
Yeah. But yeah, just if you want to get started and don't know how to, one of the best things you can do is just get one and start. And if you mess up and it's terrible, you just hit restart and start from level 1 again. Like I said, I've entered this one in about 3 tournaments now, and I think after each one, I've pretty much reset it from scratch, just because I said, okay, this is what worked, this is what hasn't. Let's try again.
So what's your playtime on Ultimate now? Do you have an idea?
Take a look.
Yeah.
I got it open right here.
Is most of your time spent with training the Amiibo?
Right around now, it depends on how social I want to be. I know I've mentioned I work late nights here. I usually get out of work around either midnight or 1 a.m. So if I jump on the N64 Josh Discord and there's people around that feel like playing at what's 2 a.m. my time, then I'll jump into some arena matches. But if there's nobody around, then yeah, I'll jump in some Amiibos and do some of that stuff. Because I really hate quick play. So I hate it with a passion. So yeah, I've clocked over 120 hours, and I want to probably say half of that has been Amiibos.
So at your local scene, are you guys pausing and you guys like actually doing user battles at all, or you guys play each other? Is there any of that going down?
If you know, if there's obviously if your Amiibo's playing, you're pretty invested. You get pretty hyped up when it's your pride and joy up there on the screen. But when there's other matches going on, when you have to sit there because there's another 35 matches until your next round, people bring Switches, people play on the sides. We either do other Amiibo fights or just regular fights. Definitely get some playtime in while you're there.
Due to the nature of the Switch, it seems like if you were just going to your regular locals, if afterwards you may find a few people that are into this, like after maybe you drown in pools or whatever the case may be, like you may be able to find some people right there to be like, hey, throw the Switch on its kickstand and scan the Amiibo in and you're good to go, Yeah,
money match.
Chad is asking, are there Amiibo parents? Like you have football games and hockey game parents, like do you see like kids showing up at the scene with their parents? Their parents like, what is going on?
There are people that have definitely, like, I know I've put some time into it, but there are people who have put like a lot of time into this. And you can usually tell because they're the ones who are getting hyped up when theirs is up on the screen. And if they lose, like it's devastating. Rough. But so yeah, there are definitely some Amiibo parents.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, Grizz, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Best place to find me is probably in Josh's Discord. Again, late nights, Captain Grissman. But I'm also on Twitter, usually using the Switch share feature at Grizz_Grizzle. I'll give that to Josh because of spelling.
Yeah, for sure. We'll throw it in the notes.
So we can just watch some videos of your Inkling jumping around.
I don't think I have any videos because I can't hold the button and do the 30
no, we
second
can't. Yeah, we can't video. What am I thinking? We can't even video capture in this game yet.
No. I can record. I can record some. If people are interested, I'll record some and I'll post it up there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool, man. Cool. Crawler, where can they find you?
You guys can find me hanging out like Grizz said in Josh's Discord, n64josh.com/discord. Also on Twitter, Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E. There's a link to my Twitch there as well. That is twitch.tv/Nightcrawler724.
All right, guys. Like I said, I will definitely set up a new channel in Discord for Amiibo, and I'm sure Grizz will be there on the regular, taking questions, and I can't wait to see what happens, honestly. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. So, guys, you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, all the places. It's at N64Josh. I do want to say I just put out a vlog today that is a little more on the personal side. So if you want to check that out, and I really want to encourage you, if you're a content creator of any kind, podcaster, Twitch streamer, YouTuber, go watch that video. Because I know what this stuff can do to us mentally, and that's kind of what I addressed in that video. So go check it out. You can follow the show on Twitter at Smash Bros Cast, and if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. The chair I'm sitting in from OPC, go to n64josh.com/OPC. Automatically save $10 at checkout. Guys, like Crawler and Grizz both mentioned, come hang out in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. We'd love to have you. If you're enjoying this show, please rate and review on iTunes. It helps us stay in the top 200, which the show has been in the top 100 consistently, and that's thanks to you guys. Really, really appreciate it. So you guys are amazing. We will see you Friday for our show, and we do have Myron next Sunday. All right, next Sunday or this coming Sunday. I'm sorry. So we'll see you then. Bye now.